Hi, so I wanted to answer a question about how I dry my oak wood for my clocks. So there's a couple of methods I use to do this. There's a long and a short method. The short method is by using this, which is a vacuum kiln. So I can dry 1 inch thick timber in here from soaking wet to down, I don't know, sort of 8% moisture content, which is great for making furniture with and all that sort of stuff. So essentially the wood sits inside here. You can see it's stacked up there, and the lid goes onto it, and what we do is we draw a vacuum on here using this vacuum pump. So this draws out to what we got on. We've got a little gauge here, so it draws down to sort of minus 30 inches, or as far as I can get it, to be honest with you, as far as this will go. I mean, it switches on for about 2 minutes or so every 3 hours or something like that, just to keep the vacuum going. So draw all the air out there, and then there's some heat pads in here as well, some silicone heat pads that I run on a timer through this system here. So this is just a little electronic box I built with a arduino in it and some software that stages the system and allows it to keep it at a constant temperature. So it keeps the wood warm, draws a vacuum on it, and that's brilliant because the vacuum actually lowers the evaporation temperature of water, so that essentially turns the water into steam at a much lower temperature and allows it to draw out the wood quite quickly. So in keeping the temperature low, we're actually able to keep the wood from distorting and moving too much, and obviously dry it out extremely quickly without end checks and things like that. So you can see the wood actually in there. It's not too clear actually, but I'll get it out now because this is actually dry at the moment. So see the pressure coming out there. And we switch off our heat pads. Get the lid off here. So on here I've got little temperature probes that just monitors the heat pad temperatures and just keeps them at a constant temperature essentially. So usually I run it at about 30 degrees C, sort of body temperature, so 30-40 degrees, and then this little box here will run it at that temperature under vacuum for about a day or so, a day or two, and then what it'll do is it'll switch to another schedule and then bring the temperature up a little bit further as more moisture is brought out of the wood. So that allows you to just keep sort of putting the pressure on, if you like, by drawing the water out of the wood more and more efficiently as we go on, because obviously the more the wood has dried out, the less likely it is to warp then anyway. So we can just keep bringing up the temperature and drawing it all out. So obviously bringing up the temperature as well kills all the, the bugs and all that sort of stuff in there. So that's just my little connection box there. Just turn that off. So I've got a brick on top of it. High technology here. And then just something to catch all the moisture that's getting evaporated. And then, so got a piece of timber here. So just as a comparison, got a moisture meter here. So this is an undried or fresh cut piece of wood, or nearly fresh anyway. It's sort of air dry for a little while, but you can see that's got a really high water content. And on here, oh, so it's not actually dry enough yet. Get that onto hardwood, so that's down to sort of 14-15%. You can see towards the edges it's a little bit variable. this is the top one though, and this can always stay a little bit wet, to be honest. So let me just get another one out. Alright, so I've got a silicone heat pad here. These are the things that keep things warm. That there. Okay. So let's just take the temperature of this. So you can see there on the last part of the drying cycle it gets up to about 60 degrees or so. That's just kept at that, maybe 60-65 degrees. So let's just test the content of this. Wow, there we go. 2.5%, 3, super low. That's brilliant. So that one might need to go in a bit, but that always catches a bit of moisture, to be honest, when it's on the top of the wood. So yeah, perfect. So let's get the rest of these out. There we go. Let's just have a test of that one. That's probably low as well. Yes. 4, 5. Yeah, 4%. So that one could just do with going in with the next lot, although it might do a bit more drying out. It's coming down. Yeah. It'll maybe get there. Right. This is the bottom pad. So, to try and help things along a bit, I've added a sort of a desiccant, if you like. I've tried a few ideas with this, and this one seems to work the best. And it's actually sort of compressed wood pellets. So like sort of stuff you use for kind of cat litter, I guess. And yeah, this stuff is absolutely brilliant at wicking up all the water, because obviously you get a lot of evaporation in here, and it kind of all runs down the walls, and then it goes into this, and it's excellent at soaking the water up. And it starts off with pellets, and it just turns into this, and that's like soaking wet. So that draws out all the moisture, and just sort of keeps it locked up in here. So there you go, really. So after, as I say, sort of 3 days or so, something like that, I can go from, essentially 100% almost to, yeah, that's dropping even further. Super dry, 3-4% or so. There you go.